Welcome to another episode of Pay It Forward Friday and Aloha Friday at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Aloha, this is Cindy, your guest over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Can you tune down your volume to about 70%?
Turn down my volume?
Yes. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I'm going to do the same as well.
Okay.
Okay. So we should be good to go here. So this is your host, Cindy Lee at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Make sure that you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And of course, hit that subscribe button over on YouTube at Ask Cindy Connector Live. And if you subscribe, comment, and share this very video, I'll gift you a 5-night hotel stay. If you just subscribe and comment, you'll get a 3-night hotel stay. I cover the hotel and you cover the tax. So a little bit about the show. I created Ask Cindy Connector Live so I could share what those on my sphere of influence are doing to make a difference in the world. And a little bit about me. I am a client retention specialist, a podcast mastery coach, and I have biz tools for your business. So today is National Lobster Newberg Day. Big plug to National Day Calendar. I have one lucky winner today that's going to receive a National Day Calendar. Just inbox me or comment on today's broadcast. And today I have my friend Kimberly. She's going to tell us all about the value of personal development. Welcome back on the show, girl.
Thank you so much, Cindy. And before I go any further, I just want to say how proud I am of you.
Oh,
Cindy, the connector. I mean, do you realize how far you've come? I'm just so proud and grateful to call you friend. Look, you're still here, you're still growing, and your consistency as a gratitude ambassador stuns and amazes us all. Just take a minute now and just so that you can be acknowledged and affirmed of all the positive changes you've made in the numerous posts and messages reminding us all to share and give gratitude. What you've committed to yourself gets stronger, and what you focus on grows and expands and filters out into the universe. Our topic today is about personal development, and I want to be the first to applaud you because your consistency and tenacity with this message of gratitude has elevated my growth game. And every single time I see a post from you, I question myself, who do I need to thank? Who do I need to show gratitude for? So you've really emblazed your brand on me, and I really appreciate that. And so now we can get started.
Bring on the waterworks. Oh my God, I was not expecting that. Maybe I'll use that for the testimonial. Well, so this is the second time on the show. Tell my audience your story, a little backstory, and why you're so into personal development.
My backstory is I didn't have my voice. I didn't have the courage. I played the comparison game. I was a little wallflower. I was very quiet. I had all these ideas, but they were suppressed by my fear. And, what I've learned in just scratching the scratch on personal development and my personal journey is the greatest battle that I'm going to have is with myself. And the greatest room on the planet is room for improvement. And once I started to read and listen and take and go to events and find out I can grow, I can get better, I can stop comparing myself to other people because my fingerprint isn't original and so is theirs. My abundance is already set up and so is theirs. So there was no need for me to stop. There was no need for me to keep comparing myself to other people and their gifts. Just being here is a huge win for me, stepping out of my comfort zone and finding my voice and discovering my greatness and believing some of those mentors that saw things that I didn't see. I read this book called Trusting Yourself by MJ Ryan, and she said, we can't see our own greatness. It's transparent to us. We get around trusted colleagues and friends, and they act as mirrors, reflecting back our greatness. Our job is to believe them. And so I am in the process of personal development. I'm on a call 15 minutes a day, 15 minutes in the mind gym. It's called Word for the Day Mastermind. Check us out on Clubhouse. Word for the Day
Oh, yeah.
Mastermind. Yes, it's early. It's 6:30 in the morning. It's 15 minutes. So by 6:45, it's already done. But I've already planted seeds of positive expectancy, of being able to pivot in case something unexpected happens, into really honing in on being able to think differently.
Wow. Well, I'm going to share a quote with you. My favorite quote. Maya Angelou.
Oh, yes. People will forget what you've said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you
How
made
you
them
made them
feel.
feel.
Maya Angelou.
So let's talk about DMO, daily method of operation. So what do you do
Okay.
every single day in the morning and when you go to bed?
All right. In the morning, 6:25, I click that app of Clubhouse and I get on my Word for the Day call. And right now we're talking about How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell. And if
Oh, I love it.
anybody needs to have to take inventory on how they're thinking, I do. And I love this series because it's stretching me and it's just making me aware so that when I'm in the ditch with my thinking, I can go, hey, time to switch it up. Just switch it up. And so 6:25, I do that to 6:45. At 7 a.m., I go on a prayer walk at Veterans Park in Sylmar because it's with real nature and I don't have to hear cars and all of that. 8 a.m., I'm on my wake up call, my wake up Zoom with Mailbox Power. And then I go into my Bible study. And then it's all about, connecting with people, connecting with my clients and my customers, maybe doing some customer service with my membership base. I'm a Legal Shield representative, and I'm also in the field of personal development, and
Nice.
recently did a workshop in Castaic with a group of phenomenal seniors. And I'll tell you, I was so excited about just getting in the room and letting them know there's a wealth of experience in this room. There's a wealth of distinctions and experience that goes far beyond. And I was just so happy to be there just to acknowledge them, just to edify them. So I've been asked to go back, and next month we're going to do a self-esteem workshop. And I'm so excited about that because something that you really have to take inventory on your daily method of operation, or how you move throughout the day, is what you tell yourself. I'll tell you, what you say to yourself is a lot more powerful than you think. And it's by listening to podcasts. It's like getting on with Cindy the Connector and just exposing yourself to other people and new experiences that will help you elevate your self-talk so that you're more kind to yourself. You see, you can be somebody's best friend, but are you a best friend to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you give that same kind of kindness and energy and gentleness and forgiveness to yourself?
Well, let me make an announcement. So anybody that is on Facebook, you have to go to streamyard.com/Facebook first, so your name populates. And we'd like to thank you for supporting us today. So Camp Middleton, look at that.
Thank you, Kathy
Amazing.
Middleton. Kathy Middleton is one of my personal development workout partners. And,
Nice.
this lady from Davenport, Iowa is just amazing. And, you've, you've got to, you've got to put yourself out there so that you can curate your own tribe. It's so important to be able to have safe places where you can go, whether it's to run something by them or tell them what your dreams and goals are, or to accountability. Yes, you let them know what you're going to do and you ask them to hold you accountable. And I think that's been one of the key cornerstones of my personal development journey, which it's never going to end. I'm a lifetime learner. I'm always in pursuit of my best self. It's 2022. I should hope that every experience I have this year will make me a better person even in 2023. I release my faith and just know that I'm expecting good things to happen. I was walking down the street the other day and noticed a billboard. What did it say? What else could go right?
Oh my God,
I got
where?
to take a picture of that billboard. What else could go right? So I'm asking all the audience out there, what else could go right in your life right now? It's no accident that you've connected with Cindy the Connector. Let me tell you, on Pay It Forward Friday.
I told you before that actually this year would be my 3rd year surfing. And since I was a kid, because we learned from our parents, one of my parents taught my brother and I to be afraid of the ocean. So all my life, I've been afraid of the ocean. But
Wow.
I've been learning to surf, and it's very scary out there. But it's the 6 inches between my ears that's having me have little mini panic attacks out there when I should just focus, focus, focus. So what I'm going to do to overcome that is I'm actually going to start paddleboarding more. So at least I get comfortable in the water. And then when I get out in the ocean, I could overcome that fear. So it's everything that we do that's a negativity. It's all about those 6 inches between the ears and mindset. So I just
Well
have to change
said.
my
Well
mindset.
said. It is an
Yeah.
opportunity. I mean, anytime we're afraid of anything, it's an opportunity to overcome.
And Mary West, have you met Mary West?
I saw her on your podcast.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, she's amazing. So let's talk about favorite books.
Oh, favorite books. One of my favorite books, The Language of Achievement by David Berg. And we do that on the Word for the Day Mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that Og Mandino ever wrote.
Oh, yeah.
The Greatest Miracle in the World. Oh, golly. The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. I'll tell you, I read that book and it ripped my guts out. There were parts of that book where I threw the book up against the wall, picked it up and started reading it again. Debbie Ford and her shadow processes really did a lot to change my life.
Wow.
Anything that Andy Andrews ever wrote. And I love his The Noticer, which talks about noticing things about yourself and about other people, and the whole dance with different personalities. See, I've learned that perception, we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. And if I can have the awareness of continually understanding that other people see things as they are, I give space and grace for a real connection, for real authenticity to happen, because I know that they're coming from where they're coming from. So it doesn't need to be like this. It can be like this.
So let's talk about the people that we surround. So the 5 to 10 people that we surround ourselves with, that's who we become. So if we want to become successful, start hanging around someone who's more successful than you. Ask to be mentored by them. Practice a sales pitch on them. And of course, just find people who are in abundance, who are in celebration every day with you instead of tearing down. Practice social media and etiquette. When you see somebody's post, never post negative on their wall. That's their personal space, and respect them. And all about abundance, girl. I can't stress that enough.
It's all about abundance, and it's all about the ABCs. It's all about my attitude, because my attitude is the one thing that I can control. It's the one thing that I can rein in when I need to rein it in, and to really expand when I really want to celebrate or have that positivity. ABCs. B is for burning desire. We got to have a burning desire about something if we want to get anywhere in what we want to do. And C is to be coachable. I know that I do not know everything there is to know about life. And I want to get around people that know things that I don't know, like you, Cindy. You in this whole podcasting dance. Oh my gosh. I mean, every conversation is an education. And just watching you in the beginning, when we're in the green room, when we're prepping and you're getting everything ready, I'm watching you and I'm like, yes, it's a process. She learned this, and it's something that I could learn too. And so I really, really just am so grateful to be on your show, because again, this is an education in itself.
Wow. So I was talking to Mary here on the chat, and she wants to get to know you. So I'm going to do a personal introduction right after the show. And you could actually check out the marywestnetwork.com. So Mary, if you see my chat, what is your favorite book? You could do a plug to Patrick Snow or any of the authors that you like to plug today.
I love that. I love that.
I want to say Bob Berg. There's so many authors that I love, but Bob Berg was one of the inspirations for me to write my book. I wrote a book about 12 years ago, and I've been talking to different coaches that help authors. And so I'm hoping that we can publish this puppy this year. And it's just a booklet. It's going to be a little hand booklet for learning how to connect before, during, and after the networking event, when to follow up, using National Day Calendar as a way to show gratitude throughout the year. And it's really super important to do that. And then I'm going to have a series of all these different, there'll be one on video podcasting. There'll be another one on different topics related to business. So,
Cindy the Connector's Playbook.
That sounds kind of cool. Yeah. I love it. So, so let's go a little bit over today. We're right at 16:33, but I want to go a little over 20 minutes. So I want to kind of express the importance of, no matter what happens in your every single day. I mean, things are going to happen. Life isn't perfect, but get up every single morning and be grateful for the gift of life. Tell my audience how important it is to be grateful no matter what gets thrown at you.
Oh my gosh. If you really want to touch base with what you need to be grateful for, read Og Mandino's God Memorandum. You can Google that and pull up that essay. And me and one of my partners, Michelle Wilson, extraordinaire, we had a challenge by the author inside the book. He says, read it for 100 days. So we read it for 47 days, flew to Oklahoma, fell asleep, and fell off. So we had to start again. And so we read it for 147 days. But I'll tell you, when you just take a moment and take inventory of your breathing, some people can't do that without a machine. You're seeing, some people are blind. You're walking, some people cannot do that. I mean, there is so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for, that when you just sit down and just take one little minute to take inventory on how much you have to be grateful for, just because you're living, breathing, you're alive, you're awake, and you're aware. I mean, we are talking right now, and I'm just so grateful for this opportunity, because I'm growing, I'm learning. And when I do the replay, I'll go, but you know what? It's a learning process. And I learned this from Michelle Wilson. Fail is first attempt in learning. First attempt in learning. She would coach me, Kim, you got to get messy. You got to get out there and just jump in. You just got to do it. You can't wait and try to do it, just perfectly. That's not possible. And so, again, give yourself a break. Learn to receive. I know that we're taught to give, but we're really not taught to receive. And really give yourself a chance to learn something without having all of these self-limiting beliefs bombard you, on all this voice telling you what you can't do. Because you know what? You can do anything that you blaze your faith on. You can.
Yeah, actually, when I started my Bucket List Coach brand for my travel, so I have Bucket List Coach Travel, Bucket List Coach Web Show. So one is the travel agency, and the other one is the blog and the podcast. And there was a previous business partner who said, I don't like the name, get rid of it. I'm like, well, my business, my rules. And so the Leo and me kept it. And here we are all those years later. So I've had that brand since 2012. Yeah. So the only thing I did is I separated it with two different names, because originally it was Bucket List Coach. And then I changed it since I started a podcast, and then I became a part of an agency. So
Your
Just go
tenacity.
for what you believe. Don't listen.
Yes, yes. And your consistency on social media is something that I really have great respect for. I
Thank you.
mean, you
Wow.
you you run 3 businesses, you do what, 6 podcasts a week? I mean, you are busy incorporated, but you're laser focused and you have such a big heart that
Thank
I
you.
know that even from this podcast alone, there will be people waiting to have a conversation with you and to be on your show because you're all about paying it forward. You're all about talking about the entrepreneur. And it's only through being in a situation like this, in an opportunity like this, that you get to stretch and grow.
Well, do you see what Mary posted?
No.
So, Creating Your Own Destiny
Oh,
by Patrick Snow and The Little Black Book of Connections, Jeffrey Kiddamore. Yeah.
love
So
it. I love it.
so are you familiar with Bob Berg?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, go give her some more endless referrals. Yeah, I actually seen it. Oh, it was a while ago, maybe 13 years ago. It was quite a while ago. And he was on an audio podcast. And I reached out to him. I'm like, I want to write a book. Can you come in I would love to feature you in my book. And he's like, I would love that. Yeah, he's in Florida and he's such a humble guy. So
He's
he's going
so
to be in
down to
the
earth.
directory part of the book, but absolutely amazing. Mary, if you haven't followed Bob Berg, you could actually go to berg.com to check out all his books. He's really made a difference in my life. So nice plug for Bob Berg out there.
Yes, yes. And I hope you all will check us out. 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time. Just hit the Clubhouse app and search for Word for the Day Mastermind. It's 15 minutes in the mind gym, and we are a like-minded community that believes in everyone's potential.
So let's close out and talk about what we talked about today, the value of personal development.
I'll tell you
Why?
why. Because the biggest room on the planet is room for improvement, and the biggest battle I'm going to have is with myself. And I want to win. And I want to schedule that win and be intentional about it. And I can with personal development.
Well, I'm going to close out, putting you in a green room. And as usual, just hang tight for about a minute and then we'll chit chat for a bit. Thank you. Well, make sure that you connect with Kimberly. If you like a personal introduction, simply email me at askcindyconnectorlive.com or askcindyconnectorlive@gmail.com. So next at the 2:00 show, I have my friend Joel Sachs. We're talking about how healthy really is your water. Shaka baby, we'll see you on the next show.